everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be filming the final video of the summer break of 2025 by telling you all what's next here for the channel, heading into the rest of the year, into this latter half of 2025, and what videos we have planned for everybody. So first videos that we're going to be doing to kick off really our return back to school and to finish off the rest of this year will be, for me, is going to go to Monster Jam at Tampa, Florida at Amalie Arena for 4 shows. As the lineup will feature none other than Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, Brianna Mahan and Bailey Circuit, John Zimmer Sr. in Uproar, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, Jamie Garner in Overboard, and Zach Garner in Wildside. So, some things to know here about this show. First off, we're going to be breaking a record here to kick things off here, heading back to school by doing my first ever 4-show weekend, breaking the record of amount of shows I've been to in one weekend. Currently, right now, the lead for the most shows I've been to in one weekend is 3 shows that I did back for Tampa 2021, Sunrise 2023, and Orlando 2024, Sunrise 2024, and Tampa 2024. And of course, the last time I went for Sunrise in Orlando on the same weekend. Those are all tied with 3 shows on that one weekend. So we're going to break the record and go for 4 shows in one weekend. Something I've never done before. I'm going to all shows and doing the pit party as well. As far as content you can expect from these events, of course, you will be seeing for Thursday is when we'll start the content. We're going to be doing a Thursday at the Arena vlog, where we're going to vlog and all the stuff going on at the arena, as well as go to some of the displays around the Tampa Bay area. On Friday, for what we're planning out for content, is we're just going to be filming and uploading all of Show 1. For Saturday, we're going to be doing a pit party vlog, which will feature me going around meeting all the drivers at the pit party and the truck procession. And then we also have the 2 shows that we're going to be filming on Saturday as well. Then for Sunday, what we have planned is we have a truck procession video planned to start things off. Then we have the filming show 4 for the actual event on Sunday. And then, of course, we're going to do the post-show vlog where we're going to be watching them load up all the trucks and take them back to the pit area, where they'll tire them down and put them in the trailer, and then we'll see all the trailers drive off and leave and head back home, and yeah. So that's the plan for content. It's going to be a really great weekend. I'm very excited for it, as you know, this is out of all the arena tours that I'm going to, out of all the arena shows I'm going to here in Q2, this one is probably the most stacked lineup. I mean, we have so many great compares. I mean, all 4 Feld drivers are fantastic, and I can't wait to watch all of them burn it down. And you can also never count out Zach Gardner and John Zimmer Jr. I mean, this is almost like an Arena World Finals based on just how great of a caliber this lineup is, and I'm sure everybody's going to put on a very great show here for the fans. Next thing that we're going to be doing here is we're going to be continuing Q2 for the diecast tour. And we're going to be separating this into really 2 different sections, I guess you can say, diecast. The first off will be the Southeast Coast Arena Tour that we're going to be doing here for 4 weeks. Now, with this tour, none of it is for points, and there will be no champion crowned, and nobody will receive any automatic invites to World Finals. These are going to be purely just for fun and events, and they're not going to be counted for any points towards a point series, and nobody will get an automatic invite to World Finals. We'll kick things off here in Macon, Georgia at the Macon Coliseum Complex on August 22nd through 24th for 4 shows, 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. The lineup will feature none other than Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Ashley Sanford and Megalodon, Carson Williams and Earthshaker, Preston Collins in Monster Mutt Rottweiler, Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack, and Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. This will also be in basically, actually, something I can already almost confirm is that for probably the rest of the shows this year will be on the pool table. And there's so far no schedules, right? No scheduling right now for any shows to take place anywhere else, such as on the Dirt Arena or on Steel Titans. But there is always a possibility as well, which we'll see later on. But yeah, this lineup here for Macon is very interesting as my diecast league is making a return to Macon, Georgia for the first time since 2023. Last year we skipped the Macon show because it was not for points in real life. Instead, to make the schedule smaller and a bit easier on us, we decided to cut out all the non-for-points shows for the arena tours. So that is why Macon was cut out last year. But this year, we're deciding to add it back in, but for quarter 2. Weston Anderson's making his Macon return here as he competed here back in 2022 and 2023 on Arena Tour East, and now he's back once again. We got Ashley Sanford and Megalodon also in this lineup, and we're very excited to see Ashley Sanford doing another East Coast event here, as Ashley Sanford doesn't really do the East Coast that often, and so it'll be great to see Ashley Sanford back yet again to do another East Coast show. Oh, and that she can have another trip here back on the East Coast, and this will be our first full show actually driving since Cincinnati, Ohio, when we ended Arena Series West almost 3 months ago. It would have been nearly 3 months and a week once the show happened. It'll mark 3 months and 1 week since the show actually since that show had actually happened. Although Ashley Sanford did get a chance to compete in the LCQ at World Finals, that was not really a full show. That was mainly only racing. So this will be Ashley Sanford's first full show of racing skills in freestyle since Cincinnati. So that'll be really cool to see. And it'll probably be like that for practically everybody here, except for Preston Collins and Weston Anderson. Weston, you got to compete at World Finals, and Preston Collins is making his debut. And speaking of that, we're going to be talking about Preston Collins and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. It was announced a couple months ago that Berto Trevino is stepping down here from Team Throttle Monster, and that he's going to focus more on staying at home with his family. So Preston Collins will be the new driver here in Team Throttle Monster. He's gotten a chance to do some independent stuff here before, but now he's going to make his first debut in Monster Jam here, driving Monster Mutt Rottweiler. So we cannot wait to see what he brings to the table here in Macon. And then we got Tim Hall Jr., Devin Winfield. They're back. We cannot wait to see them compete. We haven't seen them compete since the LCQ, and so we cannot wait to see how they're going to do in this event, and we're very excited. And Carson Williams making his return since Cincinnati, Ohio, as he never even got a chance to compete at LCQ at World Finals this year. He was only there just on display, so it's nice to see that we have Carson Williams back behind the wheel of Earthshaker, and it's going to be a really cool show here in Macon. And, great. And all these drivers here making their first appearance in quarter 2. And we cannot wait to see how everybody does, so everybody de-rust a little bit, so that way they can start to get ready for the first quarter season next year. Our next quarter 2 show will be in Sunrise, Florida at the Amarant Bank Arena from August 30th and through August 31st of 2025 for 3 shows. 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. The lineup will feature the following of Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Bari Musauer and Zombie, MJ Solo Rio and El Toro Loco, Brianna Mahan and Bailey Circuit, Colvinard and Black Pearl, Jamie Garner and Overboard, Deidre Garner and Miss Overboard, and Zach Garner in Wildside. So this lineup here is very interesting. We have Weston Anderson making his second weekend in a row event, so that'll be really cool. Weston Anderson doesn't have an advantage in this event compared to everybody else because he's coming fresh off of a show from the previous weekend. So we're very excited to see him. Bari Musauer makes his debut in quarter 2, and domestically here, we just saw him compete internationally here just this past weekend in Melbourne, Australia. So we're very excited to see him out here and at another domestic show here in Sunrise, very close to home for Bari. I mean, he's just 3.5 hours away from his home back in Orlando, so he's very excited for a close-to-home event. MJ Solario, who competed here last year, is very excited to be back here in Sunrise, and he's very excited. He cannot wait to have a great event for all the fans here. He's improved a lot since the last time he was in Sunrise, so we can already see how his performance does here coming up for that weekend. Now, next thing, some of the biggest news here, we have Brianna Mahan in Bailey Circuit. Bailey Circuit's going to be a brand new truck here, debuting in the Diecast League in Sunrise, Florida. We're very excited to unveil and debut this brand new truck. I cannot wait to show it off to everybody. It's going to be really cool. We're going to begin working on the body and everything like that very soon. And I cannot wait to unveil it here in front of you guys, in front of all the fans. Here coming up soon. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a really cool truck, and we cannot wait to see Brianna Mahan drive it and be behind the wheel of this thing. And I think she's going to do really good behind the wheel of this truck, and we cannot wait to unveil it to you guys very soon. Next up, we have I actually did make a mistake here, but the lineup is actually going to be Corey Rummel in Black Pearl. I accidentally put Cole Vennard there. Oops. But Corey Rummel will be filling in here for Cole Vennard in Sunrise. Corey Rummel will be making his return for the first time in quite some time. Back when we saw him drive Earthshaker in Q1. Cole Vennard, he may have some family stuff going on that weekend, on that Labor Day weekend, so he won't be able to make it out to the event. It will be Corey Rummel instead of Cole Vennard, so that'll be a bit of a lineup change there. We can't wait to see Corey Rummel back behind the wheel, and hopefully he can do really good here in front of these fans out here for the first time driving Black Pearl. We have Jamie Garner in Overboard. Jamie Garner's making his return to Overboard for the first time since Colorado Springs at this event. By the time this happens, it would have marked over 2 months since we had last seen Jamie in Overboard. So he's very excited to be back behind the wheel of his own truck, and he cannot wait to burn it down in Sunrise. We have Miss Overboard with Deidre Garner. Now, this is Deidre's first debut here in Monster Jam. We have not seen her compete in my Diecast League just yet, and we cannot wait to see how she will perform. And it'll be Miss Overboard's debut as well, and so we cannot wait to see that here in Sunrise. It's definitely going to be very fun, and I'm very excited for that moment here, and we cannot wait to see how Miss Overboard will be performing in Monster Jam here for the first time in my Diecast League coming up very soon. And then lastly, we have Zach Garner in Wild Side. Zach is ready to go for another arena event. Zach Garner, he's having to return to Sunrise here for his first time since 2023. Last time Zach was in Sunrise in 2023, he had one of the coolest moments of the whole season. Had one of the best arena freestyle runs as well, coming from Sunrise Show 1, where he burned it down, had a pretty crazy save off the 8-pack where he went for the backflip, and then he got a consecutive. He flipped it over, and then he walked it out on a moonwalk. It is an absolute cinema of a move from Zach Garner, and we cannot wait to see him back in Sunrise here again. Zach's had some pretty good success in the arena events he's so far competed in this year in cities like Vancouver, Tampa, and Colorado Springs. So we cannot wait to see how he'll do here in Sunrise here coming up in just a few weeks. Our next stop here for the Diecast Tour will be in Orlando, Florida, at the Kia Center on September 6th through September 7th of 2025 for 3 shows, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. The lineup will feature the following of Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger, Colt Stevens in Thunder Roarus, Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco, Matt Pagliarulo in Michigan Ice Monster. We have Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash, Michael Pagliarulo in Excalibur, Mark Hall in Raminator, and Kurt Kramer in Ramdemption. A lot of cool things to break down here about this lineup here. Kristen Anderson will be driving Gravediggers in Kristen's first show since World Finals, and we cannot wait to see how she does in this event. By the time this event happens, it'll mark practically a month and a half since she is last driven in Monster Jam, so she's super happy to be back behind the wheels. That way she can start de-rusting and getting herself ready for Q1 next year. We have Colt Stevens and Thunder Roarus. Colt Stevens coming into this event as the reigning high jump champion. This is his first show back since his very successful Monster Jam World Finals, so we cannot wait to send Thunder Roarus in this event. Fernando Martinez, first time competing since the Last Chance qualifier. We can't wait to see how he does. He had a pretty good appearance at the World Finals in the LCQ. making all the way to semifinals just to lose to Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. So we cannot wait to see how he does here in Orlando. And then we got Matt Pagliarulo and Michigan Ice Monster. Michigan Ice Monster is making its Monster Jam return for the first time in practically 12 or 13 years. So we're very excited to have Michigan Ice Monster back in Monster Jam. And we cannot wait to see how Matt Pagliarulo will be performing in it. It's a hometown show for Tom Foolery Motorsports. So we're very excited to see how Matt and Michael will do. Michael Pagliarulo also in this field. We cannot wait to see how he does as well in Orlando. And he's ready to go. And there's also, we'll be confirming that he will be bringing back the silver body for this event. So we cannot wait to see how Michael will do in the silver body. And rocking out that very old school silver body. So we cannot wait to see how Michael does here in Orlando at the Kia Center. And let's hope he can burn it down and maybe try to bring home a win. Mike had some good luck in Orlando last year. He's the only returning. He's one of only 2 drivers who competed in Orlando at the Kia Center last year. Who's back again this year. And last year when he was here, he got a donut win in Show 1. So he's hoping he can walk away with another win here this year. We have Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Jamie Sullivan this will be her return event, Sparkle Smash. As this past weekend, she just drove Thor to kick off the international tour. So she's back. She will be glad to be back on the States side, and she's also very close to home. A lot of her family is going to come out to Orlando to support her for this event. So she's very excited for it, and she cannot wait to burn it down here for all the fans here in Sparkle Smash. Then we have the Hall brothers team, Mark Hall and Raminator, as Mark Hall will be running it. This will be the first competition run on the brand new yellow Raminator body that we saw got unveiled at the Monster Jam World Finals just last month. So we're very excited to see Mark Hall run that body, and this will be one of his first times driving a Spin Master chassis. So we cannot wait to see how he does here with this brand new Raminator chassis. And we cannot wait to see how he performs. And Kurt Kramer in Ramdemption. Ramdemption's making its Monster Jam debut here this weekend. So we're very excited to see how that will go here for Kurt Kramer. And let's see how he does. And let's see if he can bring home a win here in Ramdemption here in its debut weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend in Orlando, and we can't wait. Next up, next stop here for the diecast tour will be from September 12th to 14th of 2025 in Tampa, Florida at Amalie Arena for 4 events, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. This will feature a lineup of Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, Brianna Mahan and Bailey Circuit, John Zimmer Sr. in Uproar, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, Jamie Garner in Overboard, and Zach Gardner in Wild Side. Man, this is a very, very good lineup here. These competitors are all, I mean, this is going to be a really good show, as all these competitors will be coming fresh off of shows like Macon, Sunrise, and Orlando from the previous 3 weeks. And it's going to be a really good show here to kind of like wrap up here this little Southeast, I guess you can say, arena tour that we're doing here for quarter 2. It's a very stacked and all-star lineup here. I mean, we have 2 series champions on this lineup, 2 of this year's series champions in this lineup. We got the Arena West champion, Weston Anderson. We have the Arena Central champion, Jamie Sullivan. We have Fernando Martinez. He's a great competitor. We can always see what he does on the track. We have Bailey Circuit coming out yet again for another event. We also, one of the bigger key talking points about this event is the return of Uproar to Monster Jam. The last time we saw Uproar compete was for the 4th of July event that we did in 2024 in Nashville, where Uproar made its Monster Jam debut. Ever since then, the truck just got shelved, and John Zimmer Sr. has been running Zombie as of this entire year. So we're very excited to see John Zimmer Sr. back in Uproar, and we cannot wait to see how he does. John Zimmer Jr., he's a great competitor. We cannot wait to see how he does. And Zach Garner, he's also a really great competitor in the arenas, and we cannot wait to see how he does. And also never forget about Jamie Gardner as well, as he can definitely still have those crazy moments in the arenas as well. The next thing that will be happening here for this channel will be another my last event of the 2025 Monster Truck season, And we're going to be heading to the Freedom Factory Monster Fest in Bradenton, Florida at the Freedom Factory from September 19th through 20th. This is going to feature a lineup of Jim Kohler in Avenger, Greg Winchenbach in Crustacean, Mike Pagliarulo in Freedom Flyer, Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken, Triton Robbins in Crazy Train, Zach Winchenbach in Lumberjack, Chris Kohler in Mayhem, Brooke Pagliarulo in Misfire, Matt Pagliarulo in Mullet, and Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. So this is obviously an independent show I am very excited about. I've now attended 3 independent events so far. I attended Monster Trucks in Tampa, Florida for Show 1 in 2023, back in November on Black Friday. My second independent event I did was on December 14th last year for 2 Extreme Monster Trucks in Ocala. Then my latest independent event I went to on May 3rd in Kissimmee, Florida for Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire. So that was those were my 3 independent events I've went to so far. So far, 2 Extreme is definitely my favorite one so far, but this one's probably about a top it here. This is a crazy 10 truck lineup. So to break it down real quickly, we're going to be seeing a bunch of brand new trucks that I've never seen compete before. The new trucks I'm seeing, I've never seen Crustacean, Freedom Flyer, Crazy Train, Lumberjack, Misfire, Mullet, or Plain Crazy compete before. So, I'm very excited to see that. I mean, I kind of did see Crazy Train compete at the Monster Jam World Finals in the LCQ. But, I don't know. It slightly doesn't count because it was just LCQ. It wasn't, I would say if Triton Robbins was in the main field, then I'd count it as me seeing him having competed. But he did not make it into the main field, sadly. So this will be my first really full show of seeing Triton Robbins, because I only kind of seen him just do a racing competition back at World Finals. So, I'm very excited for that. But, Crustacean, and that's going to be, and then driver-wise, real quickly, what I'll do before I break down each single truck and driver here for this lineup. Driver-wise, this will be my first time seeing Greg Winchenbach, Triton Robbins, Zach Winchenbach, Brooke Pagliarulo, and Montana Robbins compete. Now I'll break down the lineup here. Jim Kohler, an Avenger. I'm very excited to see Jim yet again. Last time I saw him was at World Finals this year, and he just did not really have that good of a performance at Monster Jam World Finals this year. And so, I'm hoping Jim can have a great showing here in the Freedom Factory, and I can see and Jim Kohler can kind of go out with a bang here for me seeing him personally in 2025, and he put on a good show to kind of make up for his terrible freestyle run from World Finals. We have Greg Winchenbach and Crustacean. I'm very excited to see Crustacean. It's my first time seeing this truck in driver. Crustacean is a legendary independent truck, and I've never gotten a chance to see it yet, because, the last time this truck ever competed within my home state of Florida was for Monster Jam back in Jacksonville, 2016, and I sadly did not go to Jacksonville in 2016, so I'm very excited to see Greg out here, and I can't wait to see him put on a show. Michael Pagliarulo and Freedom Flyer. Mike has done really great this season at all the times I've seen him driving Excalibur. But this time I'm going to see Freedom Flyer instead, and I'm very excited to see Freedom Flyer. As its own Freedom Flyer kind of looks like the 4th of July Jester from Nashville 2023 World Finals. And Michael has been burning it down all season long. He's always been throwing down great performances. And it's a home state show for Michael, so I'm very excited to see how he does, and I hope he can have a good performance here. Next up, we have Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. Very excited to see Nick again. Nick's been doing great all season as well, all the times I've seen him so far. And there was actually originally plans for me to try to go to Savannah to get to see Nick compete again this year, but sadly, it did not. It looks like it's sadly not going to work out due to the fact that I just did not have enough money to attend the show. This summer definitely hit us hard financially with our AC dying right before World Finals in July. So, it was definitely very tough, and I sadly couldn't, that money that we had spent on the AC, that was going to be money we're going to try to use for Savannah. So it looks like it's not going to work out. So, but I'm very happy I get to see Nick again here at the here in Bradenton, and I believe he may be running that Stars and Stripes Kraken body, so I'm very excited to see that body run after having seen it on display at World Finals. I can't wait to see it run at Freedom Factory, and I hope Nick can lay down a good run for the fans. Triton Robbins is a great competitor, and I cannot wait to see him compete in Bradenton. As Triton Robbins, he's done really great this season in competing in Monster Jam, and so I cannot wait to see him drive for the very first time in a full event, and I'm hoping he can do good here for us. That can definitely see him maybe bringing a home in the racing or best trick competitions. Next up, we got Zach Winchenbach and Lumberjack. I've never seen Lumberjack before either, and I've never seen Zach before, so it's gonna be really cool to see Lumberjack. I hope it can be. Let's hope he can throw it down. I think he did a backflip or something like that. Some show that Mac Bulldog Mac went to like a couple of weeks ago or something like that. So hopefully we can see Zach do good here and have a good and have a decent event. We have Chris Kohler out here in Mayhem. I'm very excited to see Chris Kohler run. I was a bit bummed out that he sadly couldn't make it into the main field at the Monster Jam World Finals earlier on last month. So I'm very happy to see Chris Kohler here in this lineup, and hopefully he can burn it down here and make up for me not being able to see him compete at the Monster Jam World Finals. Next up, we have Brooke Pagliarulo and Misfire. I'm very excited to see Brooke Pagliarulo drive for the first time. Brooke has definitely grown as a driver here over this past year. From jumping over a bus at Wind Vineyards at last year in 2024, from her doing a really cool sky wheelie and donut behind the wheel of Jester at the Freedom Factory last year, and to seeing her drive and unveil Misfire and have some decent performances in that so far at some independent shows. I'm very excited to see Brooke compete. And I definitely think Brooke could definitely do good in the racing competition, as she looks like she's going to be a great racer. And I'm very excited to see Misfire as well. I've become a huge fan of Misfire within the short period of time that truck got unveiled back at World Finals. I've become a really huge fan of it. I really like the design of that truck, and I'm very excited to see it compete in person. I hope Brooke can burn it down and maybe even try to bring home a win. We have Matt Pagliarulo and Mullet. Very excited to see Matt Pagliarulo again. This year, Matt Pagliarulo kind of had more of a disappointing season this year, and he never really did a backflip or anything really that good at any of the shows I saw him at. The coolest thing I saw from him was his Miami Show 1 freestyle, where he was able to get some decent air and a nice slap wheelie comboed into the moonwalk. So, I really want to see Matt burn it down and have a great run on one of these bigger tracks here, as I've been dying to see it now. Last time I really saw Matt have a really great stadium freestyle was in Atlanta Show 2 last year in 2024. So it's been a while, so I'm due to see a great run from Matt Pagliarulo, and I'm excited to see the Mullet truck. It'll be my first time, and I cannot wait to see how he does. Then we have Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. I'm very excited to see how Montana does, as I've never seen Montana compete before. Montana's a great guy. I met him at World Finals, very chill and very good guy, and I cannot wait to see how he does competing at the Monster Jam, competing at this event here in Freedom Factory, and hopefully he can do good. Montana's a very skilled driver, and he has a lot of experience in these independent events like this, so I cannot wait to see how he does, and hopefully he can bring home a win. This Freedom Factory lineup is insane, and it's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to most out here this year. I'm very looking forward to this. I'm very excited to see how this will go down, and probably one of my most hyped up shows I have here in quarter 2, and probably one of the most hyped up things we have here left for the rest of the year of 2025. I cannot wait to attend this event. I'm attending both events. Expect full shows on my YouTube channel and a pit party vlog from the Saturday pit party. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a very fun time at the Freedom Factory. Alright, the week after that, we are back on the road with our diecast tour. As the week after that, our international tour will resume on September 27th in London, United Kingdom, at London Stadium. And this show will feature a lineup of Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Falcon and Megalodon, Chelsea Van Cleve and El Toro Loco, Blake Granger and Max D, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan in Thor, and Barry Musauer in Black Panther. Yet again, it's practically the same lineup that we just saw from Melbourne. It's going to be a good show here in London. It's going to be a one and done. Monster Jam's my diecast store making its debut in London. And we're very, very excited for it. We cannot wait to see how everybody does out here. Blake Granger currently holds the lead on the international tour, so we cannot wait to see how he does here at this show here in London. And we cannot wait to see how everybody does now. The show may be a bit tough for everybody as this will be the first international show in over a month and a half for all these drivers. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how everybody does out here as we continue and resume this international tour. But currently right now in this London show, I definitely do have to say Jamie Sullivan and Barry Musauer definitely have the biggest advantage heading into the show, so expect them to burn it down, as this will be, Jamie Sullivan had just driven the 2 weeks prior back in Tampa before this event will happen in a Sparkle Smash, so Jamie's going to be more comfortable behind the wheel, and she will have and she won't be as rusty compared to some of these other drivers who will this will be their first time behind the wheel in almost 2 months. So Jamie definitely has an advantage, and so does Barry as well, because he's going to get that experience to drive and get some seat time in Sunrise. So, but I definitely have to say Jamie Sullivan probably has the biggest advantage because she's doing the most shows. She's doing 7 shows in between Melbourne and London. She's doing the 3 shows in Sunrise and the 3 shows in Orlando and the 4 shows in Tampa. So Jamie Sullivan's definitely going to be coming in hot into this weekend here, and she'll make her return behind the wheel of Thor. And we can't always see what she has for us. As I think she's going to be one to definitely keep an eye out for. But again, these other people like Matt Cody, Charlie Pauken, Blake Granger, Camden Murphy, some of these veterans at the sport here who this is almost like driving these trucks has become like riding a bike. You can never forget. So you can definitely never count them out as well. And it's gonna be a good show, and we cannot wait for it. And then our next stop here for the diecast tour, we're resuming international tours. Will be on October 4th, 2025. We'll be in Frankfurt, Germany, at diecast Bank Park in Frankfurt, Germany, for 2 shows on Saturday. This lineup will again feature Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Chelsea Van Cleve and El Toro Loco, Blake Granger and Max D, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan and Thor, and Barry Musauer and Black Panther. Yet again, same exact lineup as we just saw from Melbourne and London. And another week of these drivers competing is going to be very interesting here. These drivers will all be fresh off of last weekend, so it'll be anybody's game, and I can't wait to see what happens. They should be a really two really good shows here in Frankfurt, and we cannot wait for all of that action to begin. And it's going to be a really great show, and we're very, very excited for it. The next stop here on this diecast tour will be in Sydney, Australia, at Acker Stadium on October 11th, 2025 for 1 show, and the lineup will feature Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Chelsea Van Cleve and El Toro Loco, Blake Granger and Max D, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan and Thor, and Barry Musauer and Black Panther. Yet again, another show here. We make our return to Australia here for this event, and probably almost 2 months here, as this will be our first event in 2 months by the time this event rolls around. It's going to be a good show here in Sydney, Australia. It's I love Sydney. It's one of my favorite stops on the international tour. It's a one and done show, so everybody's going to go hard and burn it down here. This has definitely got the potential to probably be one of the best international tour shows we have on our tour. So we cannot wait to see how Sydney goes. It should be a very, very fun show here for all these drivers. And we cannot wait to see how everybody will perform in this show, as we're very happy to be making our Monster Jam return to Sydney, Australia. Alright, our next stop here for the diecast tour will be in Gold Coast, Australia at Cebus Super Stadium on October 18th, 2025 for 2 shows. The lineup will feature Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Chelsea Van Cleve and El Toro Loco, Blake Granger and Max D, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan in Thor, and Barry Musauer in Black Panther. Yet again here, Monster Jam making their debut in Gold Coast. It's going to be very fun and very exciting. I cannot wait to see how this show goes. So, it's in the final stops here in Australia for a little while on the tours. We definitely do plan on returning to Australia for future events here on this international tour. But as for now, this will be the last shows here for the Australia tour for now for part 1. I guess you can say the Australia tour. So it's going to be a really good show here in Gold Coast. These 8 drivers yet again returning from the same lineup from Melbourne, London, Frankfurt, and Sydney are back at it once again. I think this may be the last time we actually see this exact lineup. The lineup may be changing for some of the future shows that we have planned here. I don't think we'll see this exact lineup again on this international tour. This lineup will be slightly varied a little bit from here on out. So we cannot wait for this show. It's going to be a fun show. We cannot wait to watch all 8 of these drivers burn it down. These will be the last shows for a little while in the international tour. So everybody will be ready to burn it down here for all the fans. Our next stop here, we're taking a break from international tour, and we're heading back across the pond, back to the United States for our 3rd annual Halloween show in Englewood, California at SoFi Stadium on Saturday, October 26th of 2025 for one show. And the lineup will feature none other than Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, Barry Musauer and Zombie, Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Kevin Crocker and Megalodon, Jim Kohler in Avenger, John Gordon in Bad Company, Ryan Disharoon in Shaker, Joe Foley in Axe, Chris Kohler in Mayhem, Cody Saucier in Dragon, and Colt Stevens in Thunder Roarus. So man, first thing to break down here is a lot of these drivers are making their return, and this will be a lot of drivers' first events in quite some time. First up, we have Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger on this lineup. I mean, most of these drivers like Tyler Menninga, Cynthia Gauthier, Ryan Anderson, Jim Kohler, Chris Kohler, Cody Saucier. This will mark their first events since World Finals. So, that's going to be interesting to see them back here for the first time after many months of being gone. As by the time this event rolls around, World Finals would have been nearly 3.5 months by the time this event happens. So, a lot of these drivers are making their return behind the wheel as they're going to get ready to get some seat time in before quarter 1 starts. I'm going to break down the lineup here. It's a very good lineup here. Here we got some series champions in this lineup, and even some of our defending World Finals champions as well. As first up, we got our this year's Stadium East champion Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger in this lineup. I'm very excited to see what Tyler has in store for us here. In this lineup, Tyler makes a return back to Englewood here for the first time since the World Finals we had hosted there over a year ago, back in 2024. We're excited to see him back behind the wheel, and we cannot wait to see what he has in store. Barry Musauer, who's coming in here with a major advantage into this weekend's event, as he's definitely got probably one of the highest winning chances to win out here, just the amount of seat time he's getting prior to this from the 4 previous international tour stops, as well as him competing in Sunrise and in Melbourne here. So, Barry Musauer is coming into this weekend with probably the most quarter 2 shows out of everybody else in this lineup. So, but Barry, this will be his first time behind the wheel of Zombie since Sunrise, which would have taken place almost 2 months before this. And so Barry's happy to be back in Zombie for this event, and he cannot wait to burn it down here domestically in the United States on Halloween. And, Halloween is a very fitting holiday for this truck and for Zombie, so he's very excited to be a part of this Halloween show yet again for the 3rd year in a row. And Tyler Menninga, also a fun fact for the Halloween show, it seems like every single Halloween show we have a different Gravedigger driver. 2023, when we first started it, we had Weston Anderson behind the wheel. Last year we had Matt Cody. Now this year we have Tyler Menninga. Cynthia Gauthier getting a chance to be a part of the Halloween event yet again. She was a part of it last year here, and it's almost like a full circle moment for Cynthia, as that's where for Cynthia the Halloween event was her 2nd event back in Monster Jam since her maternity leave. So it's almost like a full circle moment for her to be back yet again on the Halloween event. And after all the progress she's definitely made, as she's had as a driver to return back to competition mode and being competitive and gaining all her skill back after a year from being away from behind the wheel almost. So actually, it was 8 months she was gone from being behind the wheel. Her last show was in October 2023, and then she returned in June of 2024. So, so it's a very full circle moment for her, and she cannot wait to burn it down here in SoFi Stadium. As she wished she could have competed here in 2024 for you guys, but sadly it just did not work out. So she's very happy to be back here this year in SoFi Stadium, and she cannot wait to burn it down here for her very first time competing in the venue. We have Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, the only driver to have competed in every single Englewood show. So this will be very fun and very interesting for him. He cannot wait to burn it down yet again here in SoFi Stadium. And he was one of the only few drivers here in this lineup. In fact, he's the only driver in this lineup who competed here back in May in Q1, which would have been 5 months before this event will even happen. So he's very happy. He's going to be back here yet again. He really loves the venue. It's a really cool and awesome venue, and Ryan Anderson cannot wait to burn it down yet again for the fans. We have Kevin Crocker and Megalodon. Kevin Crocker will be making his competition return here for this event for the first time since Fort Myers back in May. So by the time this event rolls around, it would have officially marked over 5 months since we had last seen Kevin driving Monster Jam. So we're very excited to see Kevin Crocker back behind the wheel in Megalodon here in SoFi Stadium, and we hope you can have a great show here in Megalodon. Then we have Jim Kohler in Avenger. Jim is happy to be back here. This will be his first Monster Jam show since the World Finals by the time this event happens. So he's excited to be back in a Monster Jam show. While Jim Kohler has done over the summer lots of independent events. So that way he can keep himself, fresh out here, so he doesn't get rusty. But this will be his first time in the Monster Jam setting in quite some time. So he'll be very excited for that as he gets some Monster Jam seat time before the main season starts. Now we got some of these bigger talking points right here in this last and bottom row. First up, we have John Gordon and Bad Company and Ryan Disharoon and Shaker. Both these drivers making their return to Monster Jam ever since last year's Halloween event back in Nashville for last year's Halloween event was the last time they competed. So it would mark exactly a year ever since they last competed here in Monster Jam. So that's gonna be very exciting. We can always see how these two drivers do here this weekend. And at this event, it's going to be very fun seeing both Ryan Disharoon and John Gordon back in Monster Jam, and hopefully this can mark a full-time return for them. We're coming up in the near future, and we're very excited to see them return. We've missed them this season, and we're very excited to see John Gordon and Ryan Disharoon back here in the Monster Jam setting. They've done some independent events over this past year, but we're excited to see them back here in the Monster Jam setting for the first time in a little while. Also, guys, something I just realized here with the date, but I actually have the date wrong on this slide. It's actually, this show is going to take place on Saturday, October 25th. The 26th is actually on a Sunday. That's my bad. I think I must have gotten confused with holiday racing signups, which come out that day. So, oopsie, everybody, my bad. Everybody, ignore the date on here. Here it is incorrect. I meant to put the 25th on here. My bad, my mistake. But as we continue on with this, we have Joe Foley and Axe. He's making his returns at the LCQ, and we can always see how Freestyle Foley does this in this event. And Joe Foley's still looking for his second stadium freestyle win on the season, so let's hope he can get it here in Englewood, California, here at SoFi Stadium behind the wheel of Axe. Then we have Chris Kohler and Mayhem. Chris Kohler is making his return to Englewood for the first time since the World Finals last year. Last time Chris Kohler was here, he drove Monster Mutt, but now he's going to be here with his own identity of Mayhem. And Mayhem is definitely a very fitting truck for Halloween, with the black and orange colors and the skeletons on the bones on the side of the truck. It is definitely a very well-fitting truck for Halloween, and Chris Kohler hopes he can bring home a win here. And Chris Kohler kind of feels let down after his last time he competed here back at World Finals, as he didn't have the freestyle run he wanted to, as he ended up rolling over early in freestyle, rolling on the backflip ramp. He crashed and under-rotated on the backflip ramp. And I also remember John Gordon did the same thing as well at the World Finals last year. So, you know, Chris is hoping to do a bit better of a job out here at Monster Jam at this Monster Jam Halloween event this year than what he did at the World Finals. And he's hoping he can do good and hopefully bring home a win here bring a win home in Mayhem. Next up, we have Cody Saucier driving Dragon. Cody Saucier making his return event since World Finals. And he's very excited to be back here on another stadium show, just a regular stadium show setting. He is very excited for this, and he cannot wait to burn it down here for all the fans here in Englewood at SoFi Stadium. Then lastly, we have our reigning high jump champion, Colt Stevens. Unlike all these other drivers who haven't competed like since World Finals and stuff like that, Colt Stevens is one of the other drivers who's had one show in quarter 2 already under his belt, which will be Orlando, which will be coming up soon. So this will be Colt's first event since Orlando by the time the show comes around. So he's very excited to be back behind the wheel here in Thunder Roars, and he's excited to compete, and he cannot wait to have a great show for you fans here in Thunder Roars, and he cannot wait to burn it down here in SoFi Stadium. This Halloween show is going to be looking very good here. It's a really great lineup. Now, unlike some of the other Halloween shows in the past, this will actually be the first Halloween show to not feature Team Overboard or Team Tomfoolery, as both those teams have competed in the Halloween shows over the past 2 years. So this will be their first time not competing in a Halloween event. So that'll be very interesting to see, as instead this time around we get Team Scream instead of Team Overboard and Team Tomfoolery. So that'll be very interesting and very exciting to see, and we cannot wait to see how Team Scream does in their Halloween show debut. Next up, we have, after the Halloween event, we cannot wait for that event. It's going to be very exciting. The next weekend, after that, we return with the International Tour with Santiago, Chile at the Movie Star Arena on November 1st through 2nd of 2025. And it's going to be really cool to be back here in Santiago, Chile. It's going to be a good showing out here, as we have our first really arena event of the International Tour. And by the way, the arena events with 6 trucks also will count for the points. So that's something just interesting for you guys to take note of. But as for the lineup for this event, we're going to have Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Jamie Sullivan in Thor, and Bari Musauer in Black Panther. So, you know, a lot of these drivers out here are returning from the Australia Tour, like how we just mentioned. And but we have a different driver here for El Toro Loco this time around. Armando Castro will take behind the wheel of El Toro Loco for this event instead of Chelsea Van Cleve. And Armando, this is going to be Armando's first event back ever since he won that World Finals Freestyle Championship back in World Finals. So this event will mark his first time in a Monster Jam show in 3.5 months. So we cannot wait to see how Armando does. And Armando's also back in an arena as well. And this is Armando's first arena event since late April of 2024 was his last arena event. His last arena event was on Sunday, April 28th of 2024. And by the time this event happens, that would have been over almost 18 months ago. So Armando's very happy to be back in an arena, and he cannot wait to burn it down. This is where his roots are at, in an arena. And he's also competing in a Hispanic country as Chile, and so he's very excited to represent here for all the Latino fans, for all the Latino and Latina fans in the stands here cheering on El Toro Loco. It's going to be a lot of pressure for him representing for all the Latinos and the Latinas, and being the reigning freestyle champion. It's going to be a lot of pressure, but hey, man, he's willing to take it on out here, and he's ready to burn it down here for all the fans. But he definitely does have a disadvantage, though, since all these other drivers have had more seat time compared to Armando. But I think Armando definitely has what it takes to burn it down. But Bari Musauer is also going to be something to take a look out for, as this will be Bari's nearly, I think, 6th consecutive weekend of shows by the time this show rolls around. So, you know, Bari's definitely having probably the busiest quarter 2 schedule out there. And so Bari, you know, he has so much seat time, and he's going to be ready to go, and he's going to be ready to burn it down here in Santiago. And this show for Santiago, Chile, is originally supposed to be one event Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. But however, due to me going trick-or-treating for my very last time on October 31st, that means I won't be able to do the show on Friday night, so we decided to push the Friday show one event back to Saturday. So we're gonna have 2 Saturday events and 2 Sunday events here for Santiago. We're very excited. We're very excited here as we roll into South America, and we cannot wait for a good show here in Santiago. Our next stop here for for our international tour for the Diecast League will be in La Plata, Argentina, at La Plata Stadium here from November 8th through November 9th of 2025 for 2 events, and this will feature a lineup of Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, Blake Granger and Max D, Bernard Light and the Amazing Spider-Man, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan and Thor, and Barty Musauer and Black Panther. Like what we saw with Chile, something in Chile that I forgot to mention, that Chile will be the first show of the international tour to not feature Team Max D or Team Iron Man. So, Max D and Iron Man may be falling behind in points in that event for Chile. So this will be Max D and Iron Man's first event back since Gold Coast, Australia, which would have been just a few weeks prior to this, probably 3 weeks prior to this event happening. So this is going to be a really fun event here for them, as they're definitely as Blake and Brandon are definitely going to have to lock in and try to gain as much points as possible, so that way they can catch back up here in the points here, depending on what happens here. But it's very interesting. Again, this lineup is practically the same as Melbourne, London, Frankfurt, Sydney, and Gold Coast, with the only difference being that we're taking out Chelsea Van Cleve for the El Toro Loco spot, and we're instead putting in Armando Castro. So this will be a very interesting event here for La Plata, Argentina. It's another stadium event with 8 trucks, and it's going to be a very fun one out here with another stadium event. We can always see how everybody does and how everybody performs. This will be probably the last little stadium event we see here for a little while on the international tour, possibly. So everybody's going to be sure to burn it down here for all the fans. Especially Team Spider-Man and Team Max D. They're definitely going to need to burn it down. This will be their last shows for some time on the international tour as well. Our next stop here for the international tour will be in Liwa, Abu Dhabi, from November 15th through 16th of 2025 at the Village Dune. So this lineup here will feature the following of Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, Blake Granger and El Toro Loco, Brandon Arthur and Iron Man, Jamie Sullivan and Thor, and Barry Musauer and Black Panther. Man, we're very excited for Liwa, our first time doing a show in the desert as well. Well, not our first really desert show, because we know El Paso does exist, but we're very excited to be visiting this Village Dune in Dubai. It's going to be really cool here seeing this desert show, and we have a pretty good lineup as well for this event. I mean, a lot of the lineup we just saw from earlier on back in all the previous shows, so there isn't that much really to say about that, except for the fact that we have, for Team El Toro Loco, we got another driver swap again, as for these 4 events, and this will be a 4-event weekend, 2 events on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. But for this 4-event weekend, we're actually going to be seeing Blake Granger take the wheel now of El Toro Loco. He will now be the 3rd driver for Team El Toro Loco. As we see here for the start of international tour, we saw Chelsea's going to be driving El Toro Loco for Melbourne, London, Frankfurt, Sydney, and Gold Coast. Armando will drive the truck for Santiago and La Plata, and now Blake Granger will be taking it here in Liwa. So it's going to be very interesting how Blake does here. He's going to leave Team Max D and help get El Toro Loco, and help Team El Toro Loco gain some points. And that's going to be really cool here for Blake. He's really excited to be back here behind the wheel of El Toro Loco. Blake has driven El Toro Loco before, so he drove it in Birmingham, United Kingdom, last year in July on the international tour. So he's very excited to be back here yet again behind the wheel of El Toro Loco, and we cannot wait to see how he does. Now we're going to continue the Dubai tour going for our next stop on the Diecast tour. That being in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, at the Etihad Arena from November 22nd through November 23rd of 2025 for 3 shows. And this lineup will feature none other than Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Charlie Pauken and Megalodon, we have Blake Granger and El Toro Loco, Camden Murphy and the Amazing Spider-Man, Jamie Sullivan and Thor, and Bari Musauer, and Black Panther. So we practically have just seen the same exact lineup as from Lewa. The only difference is now is that Camden Murphy, he will be in Spider-Man, will be replacing Brandon Arthur in Iron Man. So, Team Spider-Man will be back here ready trying to make up and gain some points here after missing out on Lewa. So, Camden, he's very excited for this event. He's another arena event here for Camden Murphy. Camden Murphy is where it all started for him in his career, is driving in the arenas in Pirate's Curse. So he's very excited to be doing another arena show here. And this is his first arena show in years. I can't remember when the last time Camden did an arena show for the diecast tour. I believe it may have been 2019 was the last time he did one. I believe it was either 2019 or 2022. But anyway, we're excited to see Camden Murphy back in an arena show here. But this time, instead of driving Pirate's Curse or maybe even Bakugan Dragonoid, he's in the Amazing Spider-Man, so we can't always see how he does. Jamie Sullivan's also in the arenas where she won her tour championship this year, so, she's going to be ready to tear it up as well. And Bari Musauer just has gotten so much seat time with this international tour. So he's practically competing for probably almost like months in a row, or for months straight, starting in late September and ending possibly in late November. So it's going to be a very interesting show here for Bari. And this will be the show to kick off our Thanksgiving break here. So we're very excited, and we can always see how all these drivers perform. Blake Granger's once again back in El Toro Loco, so we can always see how Blake does behind the wheel of that truck, and we can't wait to watch him burn it down, and hopefully he can try to bring himself home some wins here, and he can continue to help out Team El Toro Loco. Another event without Team Max D in it, so Max D, whenever he returns to the International Tour, will have a lot of work and a lot of catching up to do. And, that's going to be, and then, our next stop for the diecast tour will be the next following week, most likely on, November 29th for the end-of-year show, as this will be our 4th annual end-of-year show that we've done. If you remember 2022, we were in Orlando, Florida for the end-of-year show. For 3 shows in Camping World Stadium. 2023, we were in Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium for 2 shows. Then last year, we were in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium for 1 singular show. So we can always see what the end-of-year show will be this year. Who knows where it will take us? Maybe we'll be back on the East Coast of the United States again. Maybe we'll return to East Rutherford. Maybe we'll head somewhere new. Maybe we'll head to the Southeast Coast. Maybe we'll be back on the West Coast. Or heck, who knows? Maybe we'll be out of the country somewhere for the end-of-year show. Who knows? And I really cannot wait for that end-of-year show and see what happens here for the final show of the year. Now, this show will most likely either be getting announced on October 28th or October 29th of 2025. And, who knows what this end-of-year show will be? We do not know yet. In fact, who knows? It may not be 1 show. Maybe it'll be 1 show, or maybe it'll be 2 shows, or 3, or 4, or 5. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens here to see what this end-of-year show could possibly be. But, one thing is for sure, that I'm very excited, and we cannot wait to see what this show will be here, as we hope to have a strong ending, and a strong wrap-up to my 2025 diecast tour. And with all the diecast stuff wrapped up and out of the way, then it's time to head to our very last stretch here of the year with Holiday Racing Season 8. That is right, guys. We're in the first time in a long time here. We're talking about Holiday Racing here on the channel. Season 8 is almost already right around the corner. It felt like Season 6, which was in 2023. That felt like yesterday, and Season 7 felt like it was just an hour ago. So, time is going by quick, and we're already almost exactly 2 months away until the sign-ups for Holiday Racing Season 8 drop. Holiday Racing Season 8 sign-ups will be dropping on Sunday, October 26th of 2025. That's when we'll be dropping the sign-ups. It'll be both on YouTube, and it will be on Instagram as well. And then, as for then, of course, a month later, on Wednesday, November 26th, that's when we'll be making the video announcing the full lineup and what you need to know about the Holiday Racing season. And then Holiday Racing, the season will start on Black Friday, November 28th, and will end on December 25th on Christmas Day. And we'll have 1 event each day, and it's going to be another good season of Holiday Racing. yet again, we keep expanding the lineup. This year, we're going to have 60 trucks in the holiday racing lineup, so it's going to be very, very fun out here, and that'll make the points even more interesting and very exciting. And I cannot wait to see what this season will have in store for holiday racing. In fact, this holiday racing season could actually maybe right now, this holiday racing season 8 could mark the last holiday racing the last holiday racing season to be taking place in the living room primarily. As you know, next year, by the time holiday racing season 9 rolls around, because I'm not trying to say that we're ending holiday racing after this year. No. That is not happening. We're going to keep going. But as for holiday racing season 9 in 2026, there's a chance that the main location for the event could be shifted, because who knows what could happen. I could be in college. I could have my own house or apartment by then, possibly, depending on our financial income. So there's a chance that this will be our last full-time season in the living room of my house of doing a season. As we don't really know, but of course this won't be our last event obviously in the living room, of course, because we'll obviously make a comeback to the living room definitely every now and then, and for holiday racing. And I do kind of almost like plan to make this living room of the house, as long as this house is still standing, I plan on making this living room the place for the finale of every single holiday racing season moving forward. But there's a possibility it could be the last one. There's a possibility that maybe season 9 and 10 may also still take place in this living room as well. Who knows? We don't really know what the future holds just yet, and the future is very unknown as of right now. But I do know one thing, that holiday racing is something that's going to last a lifetime, and I'm going to do it every single year until I'm dead. So, we're very excited for holiday racing season 8. It's going to be our biggest season yet. We can't wait. We have new trucks. We'll probably have new competitors. It's going to be a great season in this year, and I'm very excited to see how it goes. And it's going to be very fun, and I cannot wait for you guys, and I cannot wait to drop the signups, and I cannot wait for the season to get started. Hopefully we can hopefully maybe the living room won't be the only location where we do holiday racing this year. Hopefully we make a return to a certain location from season 6. But we're very excited for holiday racing, and I cannot wait for it to get started. And I cannot wait to drop the sign up video, as we are now we're probably two and a half months away. So we're very excited. And then last but not least for the year, our last thing that we'll be doing is our Christmas haul, and that we'll be posting on December 25th on Christmas Day. We're very excited for Christmas this year. See what new stuff we may get, new diecast we may get that we may see as just either collectible items or future holiday racing trucks, or trucks that could even be used in the next diecast season for 2026. So it's going to be very fun. It's going to be interesting for the diecast tour that we'll be doing coming up for that 2026 season. We can't wait for the Christmas haul. Now this year, guys, will actually mark my final time doing a Christmas haul video for everybody, as it's kind of it's like those kind of videos are more amateur type content, and we've kind of grown up as a YouTuber a little bit, and we just can't be doing content like that anymore. We've kind of outgrown Christmas haul content, stuff like that. So this will be the last time we'll be doing a Christmas haul video on my channel. So we can't wait for that, and we can't wait to do that for you guys. And of course, one last thing before the other things we'll be doing here, I will be posting to Instagram a lot here coming up here for the rest of the year, as we're going to be posting lots of stuff. We're going to be posting random reels and from old shows and stuff like that we've been going to. I'll also be posting results and highlights from shows that I'm going to coming up for the rest of the year in Tampa and Bradenton. We're going to be posting pit party pictures for the real shows and the diecast shows. And we'll also be posting results from all the diecast shows as well. And we'll be just posting all the bunch of stuff that we always post on my Instagram. So if you have not followed me yet, definitely go follow me on Instagram. Link will be in the description down below. And we'll also be, of course, posting YouTube shorts as well. As of today, I posted my last YouTube short for summer break of 2025, and I will be making my return to daily YouTube shorts starting at a Thanksgiving break on Friday, November 21st. And I'll, of course, also be posting during the winter break as well, sometime in December of 2026 as well. So, we're very excited for all the stuff that we have planned here. I'm very excited to see what we have planned here and what we have in store for the rest of the year. And right now, guys, this is our final video for summer break of 2025. This summer break has been crazy. It's been a really fun ride with you guys, like how I talked about in my previous video, my summer break review. This has been one wild ride and one wild journey here with summer break. After almost 3 months or 2.5 months of being off from school, it's been really fun, and it's really sad that we'll be having to head back to school tomorrow. But we do have a lot of stuff, that we have that we can be happy and look forward to for the rest of the year. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. I'm very excited. And I can't wait for all the diecast shows. As we're making, as you know, this quarter two and this really last half of the year that we have, or this first semester, I guess you can say of this school year coming up, will probably be my busiest yet when it comes to YouTube. My busiest and biggest one yet. As I already announced in the press conference, there's a good chance that this could be the final diecast really season here. So we're trying to go all out and do a lot of shows for you guys, so we can go out with a bang for the diecast tour. So we're trying to go out with a bang, and gonna try to make our biggest season yet. So that's why we're doing lots of shows here internationally and stuff like that. We're trying to make this our biggest season yet for my final diecast season. So it's gonna be it's our biggest semester one yet. We can't wait to get everything started. And also everybody, one last thing about summer break 2025. Thank you all for watching all my videos, supporting me. This summer break wouldn't have not been as good or as fun as if you guys weren't there, and a lot of the stuff that I've done this summer break wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So give yourself a pat on the back for supporting me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the cool and fun memories that we've had. This is definitely probably one of my best summer breaks ever. I'd probably rank it at number 2 of all time, second to 2022. So thank you, everybody. It's been a blast. It's been a ride, and thank you all for watching. Please be sure to follow my Instagram. Link in that is in the description down below. And everybody, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys can be notified when all these videos I just talk to you guys about come out. And I hope you all have a God bless day, and we'll see you all soon to get the action started here in Tampa, Florida this weekend with Thursday at the arena. We cannot wait. It's gonna be a blast, and I cannot wait for Monster to return to my hometown here this weekend. Peace out, everybody.